If you're a developer and you are not working remotely yet, you are missing out. I made a free training to fix that. Go to the link in the description and unlock it for free now. Now you already know how to implement both for loops and while loops. Things are going to start to get funnier because now you're going to write nested loops. Basically, one loop inside of the other. When you use some data structures, you need to use nested loops to iterate through them, because with a list like this, it's pretty simple to iterate with a for loop, right? But how about this structure? This is basically a dictionary, right? This is not a simple list anymore. Let's create a structure to represent a study schedule. So on Monday we study Python, Java, and C#. On Wednesday we study COBOL and Ruby, and on Fridays we study HTML, CSS, and JS. How do you iterate over this structure? Through this structure is a little bit more complex, right? Because if you notice, we have the schedule dictionary, and okay, this is iterable. You can iterate over this item, then this item, and then this item. But inside of each item, we have another iterable structure that is a list, all right? The value that is attributed to the key Monday is not a unit value, is a list with 3 values in this case, 2 values in this case, and 3 values in this case. So this is one simple example on how to iterate over a little bit more complex structure than a list. And you can use nested loops, one loop inside of the other, all right? So let's create the first loop here to iterate over these items. Okay, so for day comma subject in schedule dot items, open and close parentheses and column. If you notice here, now I am using 2 variables to attribute the values, because in this case my iterable object is not a list, is a dictionary. So when I call schedule dot items, it is going to return basically a list of items of this dictionary. So each line of this dictionary is going to be returned, right? And this line is composed by the day and the subject that we are going to study. So if I run the for loop this way, in Python we have this advantage, is a little bit more intelligent than other languages because it already understands that this variable receives this part of the item and the subject receives these parts of the items, you know. So if I print now day and subject, you are going to see that I have the values, alright, but I have them as text. I want to print this as a list, like Monday and the items themselves, then Wednesday, the items themselves. So let's run another loop here. Instead of printing, let's run another loop to print the subject aligned in the day of that subject. So instead of printing the items, the raw items, we are going to access each data and print individually, okay? So for example, in this loop, we are accessing this item. So we can print the day, only the day, okay? It is going to run 3 times and print Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, let's run it again. And we have only the days, all right? And now I'm going to write another for loop, printing the subjects of that specific day. So for subjects, subject in subjects, print subject. I'm going to print like this with a hyphen in front of the subject. And when I finish printing the items of this list, I'm going to print a \n that represents a line breaker to separate the schedule of each day. Let's see what happens, and there you go. We have Monday with Python, Java, and C#. We have the space. We have Wednesday with COBOL, Ruby, and we have Friday with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay, let's add a breakpoint for you to see the iterations going. So let's run and debug with Ctrl+Shift+D and click Run and Debug. And this is the easiest way for you to see the iterations going on. All right, let me close this, and now we can see the iterations. So F10 goes to the next step, right? So we just accessed the first iteration. We have the subject. We are going to print the day. We got the first day. F10. We go to the other loop. When it comes to nested loops, we can call this an inner loop and this an outer loop. All right. So we are already inside of the outer loop because we got the schedule items and we split to the day and to the subjects, and now we are going to enter the inner loop. All right, so F10, print the first subject, went back to the top, enter the second subject, went back to the top, entered the third subject, went back to the top, and went out of the inner loop, but still inside of the outer loop. And now if I press F10, it is going back to the outer loop in the second repetition. Okay, F10, print the other day, go to the inner loop again, but now in the second day, not the first day, right? And do the same thing. You can debug and see how the repetitions work. You can add your breakpoint, run in debug mode, and visualize the loop, visualize the repetitions. Okay, and you can even predict with your mind, because this is going to help you to express the nested loop logic when you need. All right, so practice, like imagine a situation where you have to run a loop inside of the other, implement, predict the expected outcome, and check if your code matches the predicted outcome with the debug mode. And before we finish, remember, we used the for loop to perform a nested loop, but you can use a while loop inside of another while loop, a for loop inside of a while loop, a while loop inside of a for loop, and as we did here, we used a for loop inside of a for loop. All right, it doesn't matter the type of loop. If you put one inside another, you are writing a nested loop. There's a simple process to getting remote developer jobs that nobody teaches. I broke it down in a free training that you can unlock in the link below.